Caught as they were between two buildings, it would be difficult to grab her and take off, the retreat a sharp trajectory up and out. A fireball might help. With a flick of mental energy, it was there. Flame danced lightly over his skin and collected at his fingertips. All three wolves whirled, haunches quivering as they assessed Phoenix's unexpected presence. Their eyes flicked to the fireball and then, strangely, to the woman. The largest of the three moved toward him, making a low series of yips. The yips translated as a demand for him to back off, now. Phoenix shook his head. They obviously knew who Phoenix was, as they should. All the paranormals were aware of the elementals. When he arrived 7 years ago, he had introduced himself to the locals, so the packs knew that he was currently in San Francisco. They also had learned he didn't concern himself with other paranormal business. He left them alone to conduct their affairs and asked that they do the same. The one who looked the fastest also yipped, and he translated the feral voice in his mind easily, as if the wolf were speaking the English language.
"What you want, elemental? Can't you see we're dealing with business? Clear out. Leave us alone. This doesn't concern you."
Phoenix turned his attention to the wolf, mind-speaking to him.
"The better to rend you with, my dear,"
the wolf said, his mental tone mocking. Did humans know a werewolf had been the inspiration for the big bad wolf?
"Mortals are off limits,"
Phoenix replied in the yip of wolf language. His hand had tensed into fists, his wings silently spreading over his back under the cloak of darkness, but not yet ready for flight.
"Go play with something that can defend itself."
The bigger one stepped forward with a swagger. Phoenix could see the ripple under his skin. It wouldn't take much for the wolf to attack. They were angry and they were scared? The quivering of their haunches told him they weren't as fearless as they appeared. One of them had marks across his back, as if he had been singed. Phoenix sniffed the air, but the overlay of scents made it impossible to pick up anything else. He focused on the woman again. There was something else there, something flickering beneath her surface. It called to him, spoke to him in a way he hadn't felt for centuries. Fire. He shook his head and tested the air again. There was fear and something else. Compulsion, perhaps, as if their minds weren't quite under their own control. It stank of Horus. His Demonos counterpart had a hand in this. The largest wolf gestured to the blonde, but Phoenix didn't follow his hand. The distraction technique was too obvious. The third one moved into a classic flanking pattern until they had him triangulated. The woman shifted now, opening her mouth as she observed the last wolf fall into place. She had blanched when the wolves surrounded them, but managed to keep her cool. Amazingly, she still had her handbag, which she had slung crosswise on her body. "Sir, the dogs," she started and ground to a stop. Time for fire. He gathered the flames at his fingertips and, with what appeared to be a casual flick, sent them toward the wolves. Fire stroked their ruffs, singeing the black tips. They yelped, but didn't stand down. The aroma of burned fur slid across his nostrils and was quickly gone. The wolves were shaking, he confirmed, by turns frightened and hostile, their foaming jaws and quivering haunches indicating a desire to rend, destroy, ruin. They hadn't yet moved on him, just positioned themselves to attack. They were scared of fire, of him, of her. Her? But why? Even though she was some sort of half-breed, she seemed harmless. Still, there was something about her that frightened the wolves. Delving into her mind revealed that it was clouded, but there was a ring of fire. Interesting. "What's your name?" "Rachel." She glanced at the triangulated wolves again. She did not appear to be hurt. He didn't see blood or torn skin or anything other than mussed clothes from being snapped at. The wolves would live to see another day. Good. Phoenix pushed on her mentally, and her unconscious body slumped to the ground.